legend of the Ebony Horse had only just begun. Its greatest journey was still ahead. Prince Firouz flew farther than anyone had ever flown, beyond endless deserts, beyond towering mountains, beyond ancient forests, far above the clouds. At last, the Ebony Horse descended into a distant kingdom. Back in Persia, Master Azim stood alone inside his silent workshop. For 40 years, the Ebony Horse had been his life's work. Now, it was gone. His masterpiece had vanished. Bitterness filled his heart. He silently swore to bring the Ebony Horse back. Unaware of the danger behind him, Prince Firouz stepped into the royal gardens. A gentle song drifted through the morning air. Drawn by the gentle melody, Prince Firouz followed the sound through the royal gardens. The song led him to a crystal fountain, where white doves gathered around a young princess. As she turned, their eyes met. Her expression grew cautious. "You don't belong here," she said calmly.
No
stranger has ever entered
these gardens.
Firouz bowed with respect. "I understand your concern, princess, but I assure you, I mean no harm." She studied him for a long moment. "If you did not come through the palace gates, then how did you get here?" Firouz looked toward the palace rooftop. "I arrived on something no one would believe." Curious at last, the princess followed his gaze. There, beneath the morning sun, the Ebony Horse waited in silence. Princess Nadia led Prince Firouz through the palace to meet her father. The king listened carefully as Firouz told the extraordinary story of the Ebony Horse. At first, it sounded impossible. But when they climbed to the palace rooftop, the magnificent horse stood waiting beneath the morning sun. The king slowly circled the remarkable machine, admiring every polished carving and tiny brass gear. "I have ruled this kingdom for many years," he said softly. "Yet I have never seen a wonder equal to this." Turning to Firouz with a warm smile, he said, "Prince Firouz, you are welcome to remain here as our honored guest." As the days passed, he and Nadia grew closer. Every morning, they explored a different corner of the kingdom. Firouz shared stories of Persia's deserts, bustling markets, and grand palaces. Nadia spoke of hidden waterfalls, ancient forests, and the legends of her kingdom. Sometimes they talked for hours. Other times they simply walked together in comfortable silence. As evening fell, they often climbed to the palace rooftop, where the Ebony Horse waited beneath the golden sky. There, Firouz revealed the hidden brass key and the delicate gears that brought the marvelous machine to life. Nadia gently rested her hand upon its polished neck. "It almost feels as though it's listening," she whispered. Firouz smiled. Neither of them spoke of the feelings growing between them. Yet with each passing day, saying goodbye became a little harder. One evening, thousands of lanterns glowed across the kingdom below, while countless stars filled the sky above. For the first time since arriving, Firouz fell silent. Nadia noticed. "Something troubles you." Firouz looked toward the distant horizon. "My father must believe I am lost. I cannot stay away forever." Nadia lowered her eyes. She had known this moment would come. "You'll leave tomorrow?" Firouz nodded. "I will, but I'll return. Even if the whole world stands between us, I'll find my way back, not as a traveler, but as a prince, asking your father for your hand with honor." A gentle smile appeared on Nadia's face. She untied the blue silk ribbon from her wrist and placed it in his hand. "Keep this, and whenever you see it, remember, I'll be waiting." Firouz tied the ribbon around his wrist. Some promises are stronger than distance, stronger than time, and stronger than the sky itself. Several days later, Prince Firouz returned to Persia. The palace erupted with joy. His father embraced him tightly, grateful that his son had returned safely. Firouz spoke of the distant kingdom, its wise king, its beautiful princess, and the promise he had made. The king smiled warmly. "Then we shall journey there together." But from the shadows of the palace hall, Master Azim watched in silence. For 40 years, the Ebony Horse had been his life's work. Now it carried another man's dreams. That night, he returned to his workshop. Dust had begun to settle upon the empty workbench. He rested his hand upon the worn wood. My masterpiece belongs with me. From that moment on, Master Azim no longer dreamed of creating wonders. He dreamed only of taking one back. Disguised as a royal messenger, he journeyed to the kingdom beyond the clouds. The palace guards escorted him before Princess Nadia. She rose at once. "You've come from Prince Firouz?" Master Azim bowed. "I have, Princess." He returned safely to Persia. Relief filled Nadia's eyes. "He asked me to bring you this message. He will soon return with his father to seek your hand in marriage. But before he returns with his father, he hoped you would share one last journey through the skies." Nadia hesitated. Why didn't he come himself? Master Azim lowered his head. "The king has asked him to remain in Persia until the royal journey is prepared. He feared you would think he had broken his promise, so he asked me to come in his place." For a moment, Nadia searched his face. Then she nodded. "I'll go." The Ebony Horse soared high above the clouds. Only then did Nadia realize. Prince Firouz was nowhere to be seen. "You deceived me!" she cried. Master Azim remained silent. Days later, the news reached Persia. Princess Nadia had vanished. The moment Firouz heard her name, he knew who was responsible. Without hesitation, he began his search. He crossed distant kingdoms, endless deserts, towering mountains, searching for even the smallest clue. At last, his journey led him to a great palace in a faraway land. There, he learned that a mysterious princess was being kept inside its highest tower. As night fell, Firouz quietly climbed the ancient stone walls. A single lantern glowed beside the window. Nadia looked up. The moment she saw him, she smiled. "I knew you would come." Together, Firouz and Nadia hurried through the silent palace. Moonlight spilled across the empty corridors. At last, they reached the courtyard. The Ebony Horse stood waiting beneath the stars. Just as Firouz reached for the hidden brass key, a voice shattered the silence. "Stop them." Master Azim had discovered their escape. Guards rushed into the courtyard from every direction. Firouz helped Nadia onto the Ebony Horse. The marvelous horse rose gracefully into the night sky. The guards could only watch as it climbed higher and higher. Below them, the palace disappeared into the darkness. Nadia held the blue ribbon tightly in her hand. Firouz smiled. "I told you I'd find my way back." Together, they flew toward Persia, leaving the clouds behind them, and carrying a promise that had finally been kept. Persia welcomed them with great joy. The king embraced Princess Nadia like a daughter. Soon, her father arrived with his royal court. The two kings rejoiced, and the promise between their children was fulfilled. Beneath thousands of glowing lanterns, Prince Firouz and Princess Nadia were married. As for Master Azim, the king chose mercy over punishment. "You have given the world a wonder," he said. "Do not let bitterness become your legacy." Master Azim lowered his head in silence. From that day on, he devoted his life to teaching young craftsmen, passing on the knowledge he had spent 40 years acquiring. Whenever someone asked him how he had created the Ebony Horse, he would simply smile. "Some secrets," he would say, "are meant to remain a mystery." The Ebony Horse was placed inside the Royal Hall of Wonders. Visitors traveled from distant lands to admire its remarkable craftsmanship. Some believed it was powered by magic. Others believed it was the greatest machine ever built. But on quiet moonlit nights, when the palace had fallen asleep, some claimed they could still hear tick, 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 as though the legendary Ebony Horse still dreamed of the sky.